Yeah, we're live.
We're live.
Yes.
All right, cool. On all platforms?
Yes.
We're good to go? All right,
Yes.
let me go live here. 3, 2, 1. We are live. Cool. Well, welcome everybody. Frankie DiAntonio, founder and CEO of Lexington Capital here to break down to you guys Real Estate 101 and the launch of the newest and most innovative real estate investment firm known to mankind, Lexington Estates. I'm just going to give everybody about 60 seconds to join. If you guys have any questions, please drop them below. I'd be more than happy to answer anything for you guys. Oh, Dean joined. Hey, Dean. Gonna give 60 seconds here, and then I'm gonna dive right into everything for you guys. All right. Well, first and foremost, I obviously want to thank everybody who was a part of this journey, and not even just with the Lexington Estates launch, but just with Lexington Capital and our journey to get from a $0 company to an 8-figure company within 2.5 years in business. We're currently 3.5 years in business. We've reached over 70 employees in total, and it wouldn't have been able to happen without the great work of all of our amazing team over here at Lexington Capital, all of our amazing friends and supportive family over at Lexington Capital Holdings, and just all of our partners, clients, everybody who's just been involved with the process. We really love and appreciate you guys from the bottom of our hearts. And if it wasn't for you guys, this would have never happened. Trav, you're right. This is going to be a good one. You are right. Other than that, obviously, business is a team sport, guys. So if it wasn't for my team, my amazing team, I have my marketing team in here right now, even just setting up this webinar, my operations team, my management team, sales team, finance, legal, you name it. Everybody was involved in the launch of this amazing process. Tommy Yems, good to see you, brother. Everybody was really intricate in the launch of Lexington Estates, and I just couldn't be just more grateful and thankful for the team that we've built here. Me personally, as the owner of the company, I really care about the camaraderie of the company and the company culture, right? So I focus more time on my company culture than I even focus on building out new products, new automations, worrying about profits of the business, right? As long as my people are happy and they genuinely are happy when they come into work every single day, that's all I care about, right? So let's dive in, guys. First and foremost, I think the number one question is going to be, what is this going to do for the Lexington brand? So obviously, we've taken over the financing space in a short period of time. I contemplated a long time, what was going to be our next move? What were we going to get into? What's going to take Lexington to that next step of ultimately us wanting to go public one day, IPO on the New York Stock Exchange, and get that cool LEX that you guys could all invest in, right? So I contemplated a lot of different industries, and real estate kind of just always came across my mind. Now, why did real estate always come across my mind? For one, it's an industry that's been around for not just hundreds of years, but thousands of years. If you think about it, people have been building real estate since the dawn of time, all right? So it's an industry that's here to last. For one, I want to be able to give the small investors a chance to win. So typically, people who are buying up real estate, it's funny enough, it sounds crazy, but I apologize. People who are buying up real estate is big companies like BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, big hedge funds, BlackRock. I said it's all these different companies that have all this money and all this capital, but the average middle class American doesn't have the resources to compete with these bigger companies. Well, now you guys are going to have the chance because Lexington Estates is going to be opening up a syndication fund for all of our employees, friends, family members, and anybody even in the local community who wants to get involved in real estate and wants to have generational wealth and be able to have the same opportunities and resources as all these big companies and all the big players in the space do. And that's what we're going to be able to give you guys. So that's another big reason why as well that I really want to launch Lexington Estates. Another reason is it diversifies our portfolio. So obviously, as a business, you want to stack assets up, and you can't go wrong with real estate as an asset class. Okay, it's better than holding on to cash. You want to stack assets as a business, and you want to have money in a portfolio put to the side, God forbid, if anything ever happens, right? So that's another big reason why I did it. Another thing is it's a legacy industry, right? As you guys know, I always talk about it all the time. I want to change the world. I want to change the world. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be the president. You guys have heard it all, right? But in it, real estate really is a legacy industry where you could really have a lasting impact on the world. And essentially, our goal is just to acquire as many properties as humanly possible in a short period span of time and just grow and expand every single day with our amazing team. Other reasons why, this industry makes the most millionaires besides finance. So I now have my people, my employees, and my family inside of the two biggest industries that produces millionaires. number one being finance, and number two being real estate. So that's very near and dear to my heart. Once again, giving the small guys a shot, obviously, to be successful. And that's what really matters the most to me, that everybody has an equal chance and equal opportunity to be successful in this lifetime and become a millionaire. All right. Let's see. And then the last reason why I actually wanted to launch Lexington Estates is that I think the industry, the real estate industry as a whole, just needs a giant revamp, right? I think that there's a lot of old players in the space. There's a lot of old marketing tactics. People aren't really using AI automation correctly, right? So I think that as a young player in the space, I think that we could really come in and we can make a difference right away. We could show a lot of people the right way to go about things, how to scale, how to grow, how to market, how to sell. Right. So I think just as a young player in the space and somebody who understands tech, AI, automation, that we're really going to be able to come in here, revamp the industry as a whole, and be those young players in the space that people look up to, just like they do right now with Lexington Capital in the business financing marketplace. Right. All right. Now, I wrote notes just because I wanted to make sure that this was a webinar, obviously worth going to. Now, question that you guys might have for me is, Frankie, what's your background in real estate? And if you want to hear the funny answers, I really don't have much. So I've done a few fix and flips on the side, but that's essentially all I've really done. I've worked really hard, tirelessly for the past 6 to 12 months in getting as accustomed and knowledgeable in the real estate industry as much as humanly possible. Obviously, it's the information's out there, but you got to really dig. You got to buy courses. You got to read. You got to watch YouTube videos. Essentially, I've been staying up all night to about 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning every single night, just so that I can have this launch ready for you guys on October 12th. So that was really huge for me. Just make sure I'm getting educated on the real estate industry, because obviously this is a big leap, and we're not trying to fail, and we're not going to fail. Now, questions that I might have, why did you feel comfortable launching a real estate company if you don't have much real estate experience? Well, for one, I am a Jedi at sales and marketing. Yes, Jedi. I am the greatest sales and the greatest marketer that you will ever meet in your entire lifetime. For my business loan company right now, I generate over 1,000 leads on a daily basis. So I know I'm going to be able to do the same exact thing for the real estate company, which is huge. Another thing is that I'm really good at growing and scaling a company. So within 3.5 years, Lexington Capital has scaled to 8 figures in revenue, and we also have 72 employees. So I would say that I kind of know what I'm doing here when it comes to operating a business and scaling and growing. Number three, which I spoke about a little bit earlier, is that since I'm on the younger side, I understand AI, tech, and automation better than most people, right? Better than even maybe some Fortune 500 companies. So the fact that I know that we're going to be able to acquire clients, acquire customers, acquire partners in more strategic ways than your average real estate investment company has done, then I think we're going to win. Like for instance, a company like BlackRock, right? They have so much more money and assets compared to us, but I have so much more resources behind me when it comes to AI, tech, automation, just because we're just so much younger, and we've installed it in our business currently, modern day, with Lexington Capital Holdings. So when it comes to that, I feel like we can't lose. On top of it, I have a wide network, right? I know tons of real estate agents. I know tons of lawyers. I know tons of people in the mortgage space. I know tons of contractors, titles companies, you name it in the real estate industry. I'm pretty plugged in for the most part. So that also made me feel really, really, really comfortable about my launch with Lexington Estates. I also have really just a strong knowledge on the market, right? So I don't just study Long Island real estate. I've studied the whole United States footprint as a whole over these past 6 to 12 months. So I really understand kind of what homes are going for, which markets are hot, which markets are not. And I really put a lot of time and effort into, what's the word I'm looking for? Just becoming knowledgeable, right, on every single market. Because the issue is with real estate is you don't want to just go in all 50 states all at one time, right? You want to start in a certain market in a certain region. So for instance, if you were going to start on Long Island, I would sit here and tell you, start with Suffolk County. Then once you've mastered Suffolk County and you understand the marketplace, then move to Nassau County. Then when you master that, go to the city. When you master that, go upstate, right? And then move on to another state. So I think it's really important just to master a ton of one market at a time, and then move on and go from there. Another reason why I felt comfortable about launching this company on such a short notice is that I have a strong team. So Lexington Capital, obviously, as you guys know, 72 employees. We have about 7 or 8 different departments here, everybody who does a lot of different things in order to make this company successful. And the same team who's working on everything for Lexington Capital Holdings is also going to be working on stuff for Lexington Estates, okay? So I think it's just important to build a strong team in business. Obviously, business is a team sport. It's like football, guys. Like Tom Brady won 7 or 8 Super Bowls or whatever, but if Bill Belichick wasn't his coach, if he didn't have Mike Vrabel, all these other guys on his team, Randy Moss, putting in a lot of work with him and doing the right thing every single day, then they wouldn't be successful. So I do have the best team in the industry, not just for business loans, but I now have it for real estate. And that's exactly why we're going to win, and we're going to win in a short period of time. And then I also have access to capital. So obviously, as a successful young entrepreneur, people are kind of throwing money at me, wanting to invest in my company, wanting to give me money for this, that, the third, right? So when it's time for us to start taking on bigger projects for the real estate company, I'm going to have a lot of access to capital, as well as money I've just, saved up myself as well. All right. Now, a big question that everybody has is, Frankie, what sector of real estate are you going to be getting into? And we're going to be getting into all of it, right? So we're going to be getting into single family homes, multifamily homes, like triplexes, duplexes, quadplexes. We're going to be dealing with 400 unit apartment buildings. Jess McCauley said best team around. Thank you, Jess. We love you. We're going to be dealing with all commercial buildings, whether it's retail, office, industrial, you name it. My company is going to be involved with it. We're getting into all sectors. Essentially, a deal's a deal at the end of the day, guys. So what I think is going to be the best deal is what obviously, the type of property that we're going to buy. Let's see. Give me one moment. All right. Now, a lot of people ask me, Frankie, what are your projections for the real estate company? Like, how well do you truly see that it's going? And I truly see it going very well. And the reason why I see it going very well is because we're going to be doing all aspects of real estate in regards to, we're going to be buying and selling homes. We're going to be rehabbing homes, and we're going to be holding homes for the long term and possibly flipping them within like 5 to 10 years for our investors. And also, if I didn't mention, if you guys weren't here, I'm going to be opening up a syndication fund within 6 to 12 months for all of my employees, friends, family, and anybody else in my local Selden Center East community to invest in real estate with Lexington Estates, so that I could give the little guy, aka the lower middle class, a shot to be successful, to gain generational wealth and also passive income, right? So my projections for the company, and going to sound a little bit crazy, but if you're not crazy, you're never really going to be successful in this world, is I truly believe that by 2030, we're going to have $100 million real estate portfolio. By 2036, we'll have $1 billion in assets underneath us. And by 2040, we will have the largest portfolio in the United States of freaking America, guys, right? And why do I believe that? It's all the things that I said before. I have the best team in the world. I'm the best at sales and marketing. I have great tech. I have great AI. I have great automation. So all those things coupled together is exactly why that I think that we're just going to excel and just beat up everybody in the industry. And another thing, and it's no dig on anybody, but the industry, the real estate industry, like I've said multiple times, it's very outdated, and there's older players in the space. So it needed a young crew to kind of come in and just revamp the whole industry. And that's exactly what we're going to do, guys. We're going to be competing with Goliaths in the space within 6 to 12 months. I guarantee it. I know it for a fact. All right. What's cool is I told you guys I'm really good at growing and scaling teams. So while putting this together, I already have a team of 6 who's ready to rock and roll with us for our launch date of October 12th. And I'm looking to grow a team of 10 by that date. So if anybody is looking for employment, if you're looking to get into sales, marketing, whatever it may be, please contact me below. You can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit up the company's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you want to do. Reach out to me. I'm looking to hire 4 more people before October 12th. This is the best opportunity that I've had to make people successful since the launch of Lexington Capital Holdings, guys. So I would really advise you to, if you're looking for new work, you're looking to change your life around, your career around, create generational wealth for you and your family, then I would highly, 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 highly consider reaching out to me and to my company. And just so you guys know, nobody who works for me, including myself, is very special. We all just have grit. We're very good people. We care a lot. We try very hard, and we just do the right thing day in and day out. And if you do that, you can be successful in any industry that you're in my opinion. All right. Now, question that I've been getting a lot as well is, okay, Frankie, like you're saying, you're going to take over the real estate industry within like 6 to 12 months. Like, okay, why do you think that you're going to do that? What is going to set Lexington apart from the marketplace? And like, the biggest thing for me, in my opinion, I keep talking about my team because I just love my team so much, but it's just our grit, man. We are gritty. We are young, hungry kids that grew up in a lower to middle class town that are just trying to make it, man. Right. So put that together. Like I use a funny analogy, right? So remember the American Revolution? Obviously we all remember it, right? We beat Britain. Britain had so many more things going for us, guys. They had better weaponry, they had better armory, they had more trained soldiers, they had better training, they had more soldiers just in general. But like, why was just a small group of guys that banded together, a young group of guys, able to destroy the most successful militia up until that point? It's because exactly what I said. You had a young group of individuals who put their minds together, who were gritty, who worked hard, who didn't care what the odds were stacked up against us, and really believed in the goal of gaining freedom from Britain, and boom, wiped them out. So I think that you could accomplish anything in life with a really good team behind you, and a team with just grit, tenacity, and that's just not willing to give up at all. Um, let's see. Another thing too is like we're just good people, right? So like our just drive to make like a difference inside of the community, right? So obviously we really care about our community. If you guys look at some of the things that Lexington has done, turkey drives for on Thanksgiving. We've given out clothes to our local churches, St. Gerard, St. Margaret's. What did we last do? This was badass. How could I forget? So yeah, school supplies. We donated the most school supplies that's ever been donated to Middle Country Central School District in its entirety. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I think if we should fact check this. I think we beat the Long Island record. That's my personal opinion, right? So when you do the right thing and you do right by people, and good things happen to you. It's really just as simple as that, guys. Another thing that's going to make us successful is that we're a one-stop shop, right? So we're going to be doing fix and flips. We're going to be wholesaling real estate. We're going to be burning properties, but holding them long-term for rent, right? So like you could really come to us, guys. We're going to have real estate agents, mortgage professionals with us, lawyers. I told you guys my network before. My network goes very, 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 very far. So the fact that we're so plugged in with all these networks and we have so many different people on our team is going to make us successful with the launch of the real estate company. And like I said, we're going to be that one-stop shop for anything that you guys need at all. Let's see. And then besides my team caring just about, our community, we also genuinely care about the company that we work for. And we also care about our clients, right? So we're always going to put our clients first. Keep in mind the real estate industry, a real estate agent, what is a real estate agent? A real estate agent is a salesperson, okay, at the end of the day. So they might not necessarily put the borrower or seller's best foot forward, and they might be putting their best pocket forward, I guess is like the word you could use. And they don't generally care about their clients. So Lexington knows, and we use the Amazon effect, right? Like we're not necessarily looking to make money off the first transaction, right? If we could just build a good relationship and get our name out there and start getting referrals from a lot of our clients and partners, then I know that the money's eventually going to come rolling in, right? So if you do the right thing and you just do right by people and you truly wholeheartedly care about them, their business, their family, whatever it is that they got going on, they're going to sense that and they're going to want to work with you, and they're going to be very, 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 very willing to refer people over to you. All right. Another thing that I want to do is just shout out DBank. So if you guys don't know what DBank is the largest news publication platform in the alternative financing industry. I'm very good friends with the owner, Sean Murray. He did a great article on the launch of Lexington Estates. So if you guys haven't checked that out yet, please go to dbank.com. You're not going to want to miss it. I did a full interview with him the other day. It went really well, and I appreciate you, Sean. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, because I know you're just as busy as me, and you're willing to, write the story yourself personally on Lexington Estates. And the whole DBank team has been very gracious and very great to us, and we just really, 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 really appreciate it. All right. Another question that I've been getting a ton is, Frankie, you spoke about starting in one marketplace and diversifying yourself after that. So what marketplace and what market segment are you going to target at first? Well, in my opinion, you should always start with your backyard, because you know it the best. I grew up here. I've seen home prices skyrocket from the day that I was born in 1998 all the way up to modern day in 2025. I've seen prices jump up since COVID, right? It's insane. So we're going to obviously start in the Suffolk County market, move to the Nassau County market, and then from there, we're going to work our way down. Big states that I have my eyes on is definitely Florida is a great hotspot for real estate right now. Texas is a hot spot. Tennessee, low-key is really good. North Carolina, Ohio are going to be my top 5 states. I'm really not even the biggest fan of New York in regards to real estate. But here's the thing, guys. It's the easiest when you have a network here on Long Island. I'm still working on building out my network in those 5 other states and across the whole United States of America, because we will be virtually in all 50 states for Lexington Estates. But it's going to be easier to build connections and start in your local market always. Okay. Another reason why I wanted to get into this industry that I forgot to mention to you guys earlier is that obviously the fact that it's never going to die, but obviously we have a great administration in right now in office, and we just got a rate cut. So quarter of a basis point, shout out Jerome Powell, right? Nothing crazy, but it just goes to show that inflation is slowly going down. And that's going to, unfortunately, jack home prices up, right? Because there's a lot of homeowners who were not buying real estate for the past year or two because rates have been, 5, 6, 7, 8%. They've been jacked up, right? Once rates start going down, your typical, family just starting needs their first starter home. That's when they go out and that's when they start and purchase their first real estate. So you guys are going to see that a lot of single family homes are going to start to get snatched up within the next 12 to 24 months as rates drop. So I'm very bullish on the real estate market because of that. Because of the current administration that we have, and also because the fact that rates are going to be dropping and people are going to be buying. And another thing too is the fact that, in my opinion, real estate's never going to go down. Like, yes, we could have corrections for like a year or two, like what happened in 2008. It was freak, but it can happen. But here's the thing, guys, if you really think about it. So as rates were higher, like keep in mind, rates during COVID, like beginning of COVID, were like 4 or 5%. They were a little bit lower than what they've been over the past like 12 to 24 months. And look at what home prices have, how much they've skyrocketed from 2020 at the start of COVID just to 2025. I'm seeing single family homes in our local area here, Centery, is going from 400,000 all the way up to 600,000 in a 5-year span, with rates going up, with supposedly less competition, right? So it's an unfortunate thing because it's making it harder than ever for a young family or even anybody to be able to purchase and afford a home on Long Island or in bigger markets. But at the end of the day, competition is good in some ways, and you need to be above average as an American nowadays in order to afford a home. So the days are gone where you could be an average American and live the average American life, the American dream. Modern day, you need to be a great American to live an average American life, and you need to be an extraordinary American just to even live a great life, right? And if you want to live the life that I'm trying to live, I don't even know the word for that. If you want to give me like a dictionary or something, we could do that. But all right, guys, I got like another 10 minutes with you here. I'm just going to talk a little bit about real estate, just give you guys some basic real estate, 101 knowledge here, nothing too crazy. We're going to be doing webinars, probably I'd say bi-weekly with the real estate team here. So make sure you guys tune in. All right. And I appreciate you guys for staying this long on with me. So let's talk about different types of real estate, right? So we have residential real estate. So what is residential real estate? So that's going to be your single family homes, your condos, your townhouses, your apartments. We got commercial, which is going to be office buildings, retail centers, hotels. Then we have industrial, right? That's where like Amazon's buying up like every single warehouse in the United States of America. So you got warehouses, factories, distribution centers. You got land. So like people don't always think like land is a type of real estate. Yes, land, undeveloped land, farm lots, ranches, that is real estate. You can buy that. You can flip it. You can make money. You could build on it. You could do anything with undeveloped land. It's actually pretty cool. It's a good asset class to get into. And there's mixed use. So mixed use is just like a combination of just like, government facilities, schools, churches, things along those lines. That's going to be, the different types of real estate that are out there. Now, a question that a lot of people ask is like, Frankie, like, why do people get into real estate? What is the point of it? And you get into it for two types of reasons. You get into it, one, for earned income, or you get it for passive income. All right. So essentially, I didn't even talk about the business model of Lexington Estates yet, so I apologize. Essentially, the business model that we're going to be doing is we're taking a play right out of BlackRock. We're taking the play right from Grant Cardone, if you know Grant Cardone. And essentially, we're going to be using all of our earned income from buying and selling real estate. And then we're going to be, say, like every 10 homes we buy, sell, fix and flip, whatever it is that we do, we're going to use that earned income. And then we're going to buy a rental property, right? Whether it be industrial, whether it be a single family home, apartment, duplex, whatever the case may be. So business model is very simple. We're going to be using our earned income from the real estate company to then build a portfolio, a giant portfolio of real estate, right? Amassing to 100 million by 2036, 1 billion by 2040. You know the deal. You know my goals. I want to make my company the biggest real estate investor in the United States of America. And I want to take BlackRock out of business, Vanguard out of business, all these big players in the space, all these hedge funds. And I want to give the small guy a shot to be successful. I'm a small guy. I came from a local small town. All the odds were stacked up against me and my people to be successful, but we have hard work, we have determination, and we have this, and we have heart. So the fact that we have all these things going for us is a big reason why we've been able to be successful. And like I keep saying, I want to give the small guy a shot. The small guy has the shot. Now they have a shot in real estate. All right. So let's get back to it. So two ways you can make money in real estate, just from earned income, or you can make it from quote unquote passive income, cash flow, appreciation, whatever the case may be. So there's three ways to be a real estate investor. So number one is going to be wholesaling. So wholesaling essentially is marketers, salesmen. So essentially you market and you find either a distressed home or a distressed property, I'm very sorry. You either find a distressed property or you find a distressed seller. So, for instance, like maybe somebody going through a pre-foreclosure, water got shut off for whatever reason, probate, they're inheriting a property, whatever the case may be, and you're buying a home at a discounted premium. So, say we lock up a home for $300,000. We're going to find a fix and flipper or a long-term buy and hold investor to then buy that contract for us. Then essentially say we flip the contract for $320,000. Then Lexington will make a $20,000 on that spread. And the fix and flipper is then going to obviously fix up the property, resell it, and then he makes the money himself on the fix and flip project, and it's advantageous for both parties, right? And now keep in mind, as a wholesaler, you don't necessarily just need to sell to fix and flip investors. You could also sell to buy and hold investors who do the BRRRR strategy, okay? It doesn't necessarily matter who you flip the property to, just got to make sure you get it at the right price, and it's got to make sense with all the rehab that's going into it. Then the second way that you can invest in real estate is going to be through fix and flipping. So it's going to be the same exact kind of situation. You're either finding a distressed property or you're finding a distressed homeowner. And essentially you're fixing up the property. You're then listing it on the MLS, the multiple listing services, with a real estate agent, or you could possibly list it yourself if you have a license in that state. And then what they buy the home for, you keep the profit. It's really just as simple as that. Okay, fix and flip, it's in the name. And then there's buying and holding. So that's really just, when you buy and hold, you're either banking on appreciation or you're banking on cash flow. In my opinion right now, single family homes, it's really hard to be a buy and hold investor nowadays. And here's the reason why. I don't know if anyone's shopped on a mortgage before, but say for instance, must be under their covers missing these gems. All right. Anyway, what was I saying? What was I talking about? That just threw me off. You don't remember? No. My marketing scene. I love you guys. All right. So essentially buy and hold investors. Reason why it's tough to be a buy and hold investor nowadays, especially in bigger markets like say Long Island, the city, California, is because the rents are kind of not adding up with what your mortgage is, right? So say you take out a $500,000 mortgage right here on Long Island, your rate's 7.5%. Your mortgage is going to be around $4,500. Now, what can you rent out a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom property for on Long Island? Maybe right around $4,500, right? So like essentially you need to be banking on appreciation from that standpoint, but you get no cash flow, right? So like every home needs fixing sometime throughout the year. So like whether like you need to replace the roof, the hot water heater, the HVAC, you need to install new windows, the driveway. An average homeowner on Long Island spends about $5,600 on their home a year. So if you're making no cash flow, then essentially you're losing money on that deal every single year. So you better hope that that property appreciates double in 10 years, which it will on Long Island, so you're lucky. Next thing you could do is you can bank on cash flow, but you need to go to like the Midwest or like the middle of America, right? So for instance, Alabama, for instance, right? So like rents are a lot lower. And your mortgage you should get for a lot cheaper. Like say you could get a $500,000 mortgage in Alabama. Say like it's lower because the homes are cheaper. So say you get a $100,000 mortgage in Alabama, your mortgage payment's about $800 a month, and you could rent that home out for $2,000 a month. Well, now you're making $1,200 in positive cash flow, and on top of it, fixes in Alabama aren't going to be as stringent, as expensive, and as in-depth as Long Island or, say, California properties, right? So in certain areas of the world, you still can get cash flow, but now here's the issue with properties like that. You're not going to get an appreciation. That home in Alabama 10 years from now might appreciate 20, 25, maybe 30 grand at best, when a home on Long Island is going to appreciate double. All right, so kind of as a buy and hold investor, you need to bank on one or two things, either cash flow or appreciation. And unfortunately, in this market and in this day and age in real estate, you're not going to get both. All right. A few more things I just want to go over with you guys. So key players in real estate. So there's obviously investors, just like my company, Lexington Estates. There's investors, there's local investors. There's developers. Those are people who build new projects, new construction projects. They buy land and they essentially build on that land. And that could be single family, multifamily apartment buildings, and commercial, whatever the case may be. There's brokers and agents. So those are going to be just your real estate agents that are going to hold your hand through the whole entire buying process. There's obviously lenders and banks. So these are the people who provide hard money loans for investors or provide mortgages for families who just want to, buy a home and grow and raise their family there. And there's also property managers. So property managers, what they essentially do is they run the day-to-day operation of an investment firm's portfolio. So once Lexington has, say we have 5 buildings underneath our portfolio. At that point in time, we'll probably outsource and get a property manager to come and work for us, where essentially they will help collect rents for us. They'll stay on top of all fixes that need to go, speaking to our tenants, making sure everybody's happy, making sure the landscaper comes, making sure if something's going on with the roof, that the roof guy pulls up, whatever the case may be. That's essentially what the property manager's job is to do. All right. Let's see here. I don't want to go over this. Now, obviously, guys, there's going to be some risks that come with real estate, right? So I don't think necessarily like depreciation is going to be a risk. Obviously, I think that real estate's only going to appreciate really going forward. But things as a real estate investor to keep in mind is vacancies, right? So whether you own a commercial property or you own a single family home or apartment buildings, you're going to have churn. You're going to have turnover, right? So every single minute, day, second, week, month, year that you don't have a certain property rented out or apartment building rented out, then you're losing money on the vacancy, obviously. Obviously, when interest rates go up, that can make you lose money on certain deals. That's why a lot of people haven't necessarily been buying and purchasing real estate over the past 3 or 4 years, because the interest rates have been just through the roof. Unexpected expenses. So any single day, hopefully you have home insurance, but a tree could fall on your property, your roof could cave in, you could have foundation issues, leaks, mold, hot water heater blows, just anything unexpected in a home could happen at any point in time. So that obviously eats into investors' pockets at all times. And also, you just got to be careful buying in a poor location. So you want to try to get real estate depending on the type of investment strategy that you're going for. You want to make sure that you buy in the right market. And that's why it's very important to learn your market even before you get inside of your market, or also master that market before you then go into a new market, and then make sure you study that new market before you go there. And that's really kind of just it about like real estate 101 that I wanted to go over with everybody. I think we're about like 20 minutes in right now. Oh, we're 30 minutes in. Wow. Went a little bit farther than I thought. So just keep in mind, guys, we're going to be going live probably bi-weekly going forward. It's going to start out with me, but then you're going to meet my amazing investment real estate team going forward as well. And they're going to be dropping knowledge, dropping bombs on you all the time. Please follow us on all social media. So you can find Lexington Estates at Lexington Estates LLC. Find us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, you name it, we're on it. Please also make sure you follow the parent company, Lexington Capital Holdings. This is my pride and joy, company that I put blood, sweat, and tears into, and my entire heart, right? And the last thing that I just want to talk about is I just wanted to thank everybody again, friends, family, employees, partners, everybody who's just been involved in not just Lexington Estates launch, but even just Lexington Capital Holdings becoming a successful company, and the fact that we even have the opportunity to be able to pull something off the way that we're doing right now. God bless you as well. And guys, I just wanted to say that I'm just very lucky. I'm very blessed. I don't think there's anything that much more special about me than the next guy, other than the fact that I do work 100 hours a week. So good luck doing that. I doubt you'll do that. I just got a lot of grit. I came from a small local neighborhood. I've fallen down like billions of times in my life, but I've gotten up 1,000,000,001, and I'll just never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, ever give up. I'll go bankrupt 7 times over again, even though that's not possible, and I'll still get up and I'll still keep fighting and I'll still keep trying, right? So entrepreneurship, guys, it's a journey. It's not meant for everybody. Only the strong really survive. And the saying I like to have is, it's not the man with the best credentials or the most knowledgeable man, but it's who is willing to be the last man standing when times get tough. And that's what makes a great entrepreneur. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. Lexington Estates is going to the moon. Lexington Capital Holdings, you already know where it's going to be. And I'm hoping that we could take this company public within the next 5 to 6 years. Let's see. Someone asked a question. Hello, I'm a Lexington funding partner. It would be great to have a landing page with some web copy to attract clients. Thank you for bringing that up, Andre. So we actually do have a web form for our partners. So I'm going to have your partner relationship manager reach out to you right away, and then we'll get that right over to you. Thank you for bringing that up and bringing it to my attention. And that's about it for the live, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for 30 minutes of hearing me blab, but Lexington Estates is going to be a good one. Thank you.